Give you guys a minute to get in here. I'm a little early. I got off work earlier than I thought I was, so it is Thanksgiving Eve. Give y'all a minute. Woo, we're gonna get into it, boy. We're gonna get into it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get into it. How my Freedom Marchers doing? Welcome, welcome. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at in the world. Please share this out. If you're in here early like me, please share this out so that we can get the people caught up on what's going on. Thank you to the 5 people that hit the thumbs up as soon as they came in here, right? You know, even before the live started. I appreciate that. We're going to get into some real shit. What did I tell y'all? What did I tell y'all? What did I tell y'all the other day? When I said Brandon Tatum knew he was wrong. Okay? He knew he was wrong, but he had to save face when he said I was wrong about Ahmaud Arbery. And then when he started the video, oh, you know, I had to clickbait. No, you didn't. You knew you was wrong, and you knew that this was going to happen. Why? Well, because when details of the case came up in the trial, you said, oh, this motherfucker's guilty as shit. But I already pandered to my right-wing conservative base, so I got to keep it going. And where's he at? Because when the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict came in, he was right there. He was right there. He was right there to let motherfuckers know. Not guilty. And I agree with that verdict. See, this is what happens when you're balanced and you're objective and you're about the facts and you're not about pandering to anybody. You just want to tell the truth. You want to speak the facts. You're like someone like me who will celebrate when the McMichaels are found guilty and celebrate when Kyle Rittenhouse is found not guilty. That's called fair and balanced, and that's called going with the facts, going with what's real, and putting freedom first. And Tim Pool seems to be a little confused as well. Tim Pool seems to be confused because he did a video, and you know what, man? I was really digging Tim Pool lately because he was getting on that freedom train, and he was going hard in the paint a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Excuse me. But I had to dial back my expectations of Tim Pool in this latest video he did about the Ahmaud Arbery case. Because he is manipulating the story, not giving all the facts, and painting a narrative for the right-wing conservative base. And I'm going to tell y'all, Tim Pool has been a champion for the conservative individuals lately. You know what I'm saying? He moved to West Virginia, got a little bit of freedom, started using the firearms a lot, started talking about pro-2A shit. You know what I'm saying? Started talking about abolishing gun laws. I'm with all that. But when it comes to this Ahmaud Arbery case, these cats, Tim Pool and Brandon Tatum, can y'all hear me all right? Tim Pool, Brandon Tatum, got some shit fucked up. Let me help them out. I'm going to start with Tim Pool, but they talk about the same shit, so it's going to really kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So, in Tim Pool's video, he says he doesn't understand why they were charged with murder. You know? Even though he acknowledged that they should not have gotten their vehicles, chased down somebody with weapons, and do what they did. And he seems to be confused about why Bryan, or whatever his name is, the guy in the back that actually filmed it, he seemed to be a little confused as to why he was charged with convicted with murder. Let me help you out, Timmy Pool. Let me help you out, little Tim. No ad hominems. Let me help you out, Tim. You see, what happened was, in the statement that Bryan gave to the police, he said that he boxed Ahmaud Arbery in. He blocked him, and he bumped him with his fucking car. He bumped him with his truck. But did you tell that to your audience? I don't know. I had to stop watching the video because I had to get to my audience and talk about this shit. You're confused as to why Bryan would get charged and convicted? Because they corralled Ahmaud Arbery, and he ended up getting killed. Murdered. They murdered him. Okay? Not only did Roddy Bryan, he was probably instrumental in Ahmaud Arbery's death. If he had not blocked Ahmaud Arbery with his car, Ahmaud Arbery probably could have got away. And he would be alive to this day. But no, Roddy, Bryan, what'd you do? You bumped him with your fucking car. The handprint of Ahmaud Arbery and fibers, cotton fibers from his t-shirt ended up on the hood of your car, along with your statement saying that you bumped him. So that's why he was charged. He assaulted him with a fucking truck. What are we confused about? You assaulted this man with a truck, forced him to run in another direction, get blocked, have the street blocked off by Batman and Robin McMichaels. Robin McMichaels confronts him with a firearm and kills him. It doesn't matter if he pointed the weapon at him or not. And guess what? The video doesn't capture that part. The video doesn't capture the moment in time when Ahmaud Arbery met up with Travis McMichaels at the front of the truck. No one knows what happened but Ahmaud and Travis at that point. But guess what? Even if Ahmaud Arbery straight out attacked him while his weapon was lowered, it's too late for self-defense. Because guess why? You aggressed on Ahmaud Arbery first when you chased him down with your vehicles and blocked him in and bumped him with your fucking car. There is no self-defense at that point. You have eliminated your right to self-defense because Ahmaud Arbery was not on the attack when that happened. Ahmaud Arbery was running away. Ahmaud Arbery was retreating. Like who? Like Kyle Rittenhouse. The only similarities, they were both retreating from their attackers. So guess what? Ahmaud Arbery actually had the right for self-defense, not the McMichaels, not Bryan. They were the aggressors. They were the attackers. And guess what? Now, they're committing felony assault with their vehicles. There is no citizen's arrest. And what do you need for a citizen's arrest? Not a reasonable suspicion like Brandon Tatum would tell you. No, you need to have been in the presence of the act of the crime or have immediate knowledge. They had no immediate knowledge. They were not there at the scene of a crime as it occurred. They saw Ahmaud Arbery, as they said in their statement, standing and walking around in the house, which that does not constitute trespass unless what? There is a sign posted or unless he had been told, do not enter this house. While it's not occupied with no walls up. It's just a frame of a house. So guess what? There was no trespass unless he tried to take something. If he took something, then it becomes felony trespass and burglary. That didn't happen. The McMichaels, they didn't demonstrate that they thought that happened. They didn't demonstrate that they saw that they happened in their initial statements to the police. But we seem to be confused, right? Oh, why did they get murdered? Because you chased him down with vehicles. You're in the back of your truck like it's 1950, chasing down a Negro down the street. And guess what? You weren't even charged with hate crimes. Lucky you wasn't. Lucky you wasn't. They wasn't even charged with hate crimes. It was straight murder. You chased these men down in vehicles. And look here, Timmy. Let me explain something to you. Everybody wants to focus on, was Ahmaud Arbery a jogger or not? Irrelevant. Irrelevant. Oh, well, they said he was a jogger. They keep saying he's a jogger. He was not a jogger. He was not out jogging that day. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he was jogging, back flipping, cartwheeling, karaokeing. None of that matters what he was doing. It doesn't matter if he was jogging before he went to the house. It doesn't matter if he was jogging after he went to the house. He went into the house and committed no crime. What was it? What was it? Guess what? People go into houses that don't have walls up, that are under construction all the time. It happens. I've done it. People have done it. I've seen people do it. They just do it. No sign posted. Okay, let's go check this out. Ahmaud Arbery did the same thing. But there was never any evidence that he took anything. Never any evidence that he touched anything. Even English said that he does not believe that Ahmaud Arbery took anything from his house. Huh? They're guilty of murder, straight up and down. It was the right freaking verdict. And it doesn't matter if the justice system is corrupt or not. Because even a broken clock is right twice a day, right? They got it right with Kyle. They got it right with Ahmaud Arbery. The problem is not so much the trial itself. It's how you arrive at the trial and what information is being put out that could or could not damage you. Is it real information? Is it lies? Is it trumped up charges? Is there planted evidence? That's when it becomes corrupt. That's when it becomes corrupt. Did the cop commit cold-blooded murder, but they have qualified immunity, he feared for his life, and he shot somebody in the back, and they're not going to indict him because they were given instructions that, you know, if a police officer fears for their life, they can do whatever the fuck they want? That's where it becomes corrupt. But the jury deliberating and determining that, yo, this cat is guilty. They're not guilty. Well, it can do some good at that point if the jury is not being manipulated, if the jury is not being intimidated, because that happens there too. What we're looking at with the Ahmaud Arbery case is a clear-cut case of murder. A clear-cut case of somebody chasing a man down that they had no idea did anything wrong. As a matter of fact, that's what Gregory McMichaels told the police. He didn't know shit. Look, that's why the first statement is very, very crucial. The first initial statements that these men gave, very crucial. Gregory McMichaels didn't know that Ahmaud Arbery was doing anything wrong. He didn't know what the fuck he did. All he knew was a black man who fit the description was running down the street, and they was going to take it upon themselves to chase him down and do God knows what. Because they never indicated to the police initially that they were going to perform a citizen's arrest. That didn't happen until the trial started. That was the defense. That was their defense. Oh, it was a citizen's arrest. Citizen's arrest doesn't apply. Why? Because they were not there in the immediate action of the crime, and they did not have immediate knowledge of it. They didn't have knowledge of shit. The only thing they had knowledge of is that Ahmaud Arbery was standing in a house. Where is the confusion? They murdered someone. They killed somebody during the commission of a crime. What was the crime? Assault. Yeah, assault. Assault with dangerous vehicles, dangerous weapons. Assault with deadly weapons. That was the aggravated assault charge that they got. They got convicted of aggravated assault. And guess what? That opened up the door to felony murder. Felony murder. Why is it aggravated assault? Because they use a fucking weapon to commit the assault. Oh, what are we confused about? I mean, I'm not a lawyer. I don't have access to all these lawyers like you do, Tim Pool and Brandon Tatum. I can't just get lawyers on my show to have a discussion and talk for 2 or 3 hours. What are we confused about? Yo, what kind of lawyers y'all talking to? Y'all don't know what's going on? What's up? But this was a great verdict. This was a great case, and it sets it's a hell of a precedent. And they tweaked the citizens arrest laws. I don't believe in man-made laws anyway. I don't give a fuck what they do to a law. It's irrelevant. What this shows is that you can't just hunt down, and that's what I believe they did. That's my belief. Whether they did it because he was black or not, I can't tell you. Bryan did say that Robin McMichaels called him the N-word, Ahmaud Arbery, as he was laying on the ground bleeding to death. So I wouldn't put it past him, excuse me, to hunt down Negroes in their spare time. Yep, I said it. Yep, I brought race into it. Yes, I did. Because it's relevant. Why is it relevant? Well, because of that. But the prosecution didn't even bring that up. Didn't even have to. You don't have to bring that up to know that these cats murdered Ahmaud Arbery. Yeah. Because there was no hate crime. They weren't charged with a hate crime, so there was no point in bringing up the fucking nigger exclamation from Travis McMichaels that he allegedly said. I'm just saying what they said he said, YouTube. That's what Bryan said he said. But it didn't help him. It didn't help. It didn't save his ass. It didn't save Bryan's ass, did it? Nope. Because your ass bumped him with the truck. You set up his murder, Bryan. And that's why he was charged. You confused people out there who don't understand it. Where's the confusion? If y'all have questions, y'all watching the replay of this video, and you have questions as to why, if you got any questions about this case, I have, I've researched it pretty well, and I do have some knowledge of it as to why certain things happen. So if y'all are confused or you have a different take, let me know. I'm very open to discussion. The bottom line is, I don't have a problem with vigilantism. I'm going to tell you all that right now. I don't have a problem with vigilantism. But when you are going to be a vigilante, right, because, I'm Snapzilla the Outlaw. If you're going to be a vigilante, then you have to make sure that the person you're pursuing actually did something wrong. And if you believe they did something wrong, you don't have any proof, then don't do shit until you have proof. That includes running down on people with your vehicles, blocking off any point of egress, whether they have 12,000 other point egress. You don't get to block off one point of egress. And I'm gonna get into that in a minute. You don't get to chase people down in vehicles and firearms just because you feel like they might have burglarized something back in the day. You have no idea what you just don't. That's not what it is. At that point, you're not a vigilante. What you are is a piece of shit garbage. That's what you are. And let's talk about Ahmaud Arbery's actions while he was being ran down on by vehicles. Why are we so concerned about why Ahmaud Arbery didn't zigzag and run off into a yard or veer off the street? Why are we concerned about that? He shouldn't have to do that. He is not obligated, to veer this way, to veer that way, to jump in the air and fly away like Superman. He has no obligation to do nothing but what the fuck he was doing when he was being pursued. He did not have to go this way, that way, dig a tunnel like a motherfucking mole rat. He didn't have to do none of that shit. So all that bullshit, but he could have went the other way. He could have went on to the yard. He could have did. Nigga, get the fuck out of here. He didn't have to do none of that. I'm gonna tell you what wasn't supposed to happen. What you're not supposed to do is run down on somebody with your vehicle and cut off any point of egress, any point of travel that they want to take. It's a public fucking street, and if he wants to run down the motherfucking street, he can run down the motherfucking street straight. And if he don't want to go and hop into somebody else's yard because you blocking off the street, he ain't got to do it. But what your ass need to do is get the fuck out of his way and stop trying to block his motherfucking exit. Stop trying to stop him like you somebody. Oh, pull over. Stop. I need to talk to you. Oh, stop or I'll blow your fucking head off. You don't have the right to even give him a reason to want to go anywhere. What are you talking about? Why didn't he go all the way over there? Why didn't he go into the yard? Maybe because he was already in somebody else's house looking around and having people yelling at him. Maybe he didn't want to have any more motherfuckers yelling at him for taking his black ass onto somebody else's yard. Maybe that was why. And it doesn't matter why. It shouldn't matter. They should not have been boxing him in. They should not have been cutting him off and hopping out of vehicles with guns in your hands. Do I believe in open carry? Absolutely. But what I'm not going to do, unless I know this person or people are about to threaten me with their own heat or something like that. If I'm being attacked, I might hop out the vehicle because I don't feel like going on a car chase with another motherfucker. I might hop out and have the heat on me. And if you got the heat, maybe we can have a Mexican standoff. But what I'm not about to do is chase somebody down, cut them when they have done nothing to me. He did nothing to the McMichaels. Ahmaud Arbery had done nothing to Batman and Robin McMichaels or Bryan. So I'm not going to chase somebody down who's done nothing wrong to me, cut them off in the road and hop out with a gun. Because at that point, I have no right to self-defense. I understand this just as a regular human being, not because I'm a lawyer, just because of common sense and morality. I don't have the right to chase people down with weapons. The weapon of the vehicle and the weapon of the gun. And then hop out and act like, you're supposed to just do what I say and yield to me. No, that's not how it's supposed to work. That's not how it works. It doesn't work like that in real life in a moral society. You don't get to chase people down with weapons who have done nothing to you and expect nothing to happen in return. You have no right to self-defense. Ahmaud Arbery had every right to self-defense. And if he had a firearm and used it on these cats and killed them, he would have been not guilty. Real shit. He would have been not guilty because they aggressed on him. I tell you what, you run down on me if I'm walking or running down the street and I have a firearm and I feel like you trying to run down on me with your vehicle, I'm going to get myself to a position where I can have a good vector on you as a target. And then I'm going to draw down on you and see what the fuck you trying to do. That's what I'm doing. And if you know what I'm saying, I might get behind a pole or a tree that I feel like you can't run down and hit and then run through. And then I'm gonna have my heat out and I'm gonna look at you very, very intently and give you that like, what? Why are you running down me with a vehicle? These people are big mad. You know, a lot of conservatives, I ain't gonna lie, a lot of conservatives, they felt like the McMichaels should have been found guilty. And they understand. Even if you believe in your heart of hearts that he took something out of the house, they understand that you just don't get to run down on them in cars and with weapons and do anything. That's not your duty. That's not your duty. You're not the police, and you're not the hired private security force. And you had no immediate knowledge of that going down, and you had no reasonable suspicion, which isn't even a thing. And you weren't there at the time of the crime. You weren't there in the action. You weren't there when the crime was going down. You don't have that. You don't have that. You don't have that. You don't have that luxury to commit to perform a citizen's arrest. That's not in your purview at that point. What needed to happen was you call the police and let them deal with it, or the private security force that is actually more suitable to a free society. But that's for another video. But then there's a lot of people, like, I know Brandon Tatum is seething. I know ABL is probably gonna have an interesting take. I know Brandon Tatum is gonna have to say something, because he just was on his soapbox. Just, you know. And Candace Owens, oh, he wasn't a jogger. He wasn't a jogger. He was, who jogs in boots, and he dropped the hammer and all this bullshit. Like, none of that shit is relevant. And I don't understand why people who feel like the McMichaels were guilty, why are you talking about jogging? Like, what's the purpose of that? What's the purpose? It's not relevant if he was jogging or not, y'all. It really isn't. So when I hear this jogging shit, it's like, man, shut the fuck up with the jogging. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Real shit. It doesn't, in real life, IRL, my nigga. It doesn't matter if he was jogging. It doesn't matter. He could have been swimming down the street. He could have been gliding like motherfucking Morbius. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Like, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. And so it's a straw man. It's a straw man argument. Oh, well, he wasn't jogging down the street. He was running away from the scene of the crime. No, he wasn't. There was no crime. And that's what people were saying. Like, listen, there was no crime. Ahmaud Arbery wasn't committing a crime. It was not a crime for him to be in that house. I don't know if y'all knew that. The only time it would have been a crime is if there were a sign posted, or if he had been expressly told by the owner of the house not to go into the house. And if he had burglarized it, if he had stole something, taken something, that's when it would have become felony trespassing. So he did not trespass. So let's get that out of here right now. It's a tired narrative. He was not trespassing. He did not take shit. The McMichaels didn't see him taking anything. They said that in the statement. They said Travis McMichaels during his testimony said that he presented no threat. So that lets you know. That lets you know who the aggressor was. George McMichael said he had no the fuck idea if Ahmaud Arbery had done anything. These are facts that like certain people are not going to tell you. Brandon Tatum is not going to give you those type of facts. You know why? Because he already put his fucking neck out there. He already put his credibility on the line when he so adamantly said that the McMichaels were going to be found not guilty. By asserting things that he had no the fuck idea what he was talking about. But you were just supposed to believe him because he's a former police officer in Tucson. And I believe he even said when this shit first happened that he had more knowledge about certain laws than lawyers because he had to arrest people according to like some stupid shit, right? Excuse me. giving himself supreme authority over a subject that he had no schooling in regards to. Maybe some training as a police officer. Maybe he has some understanding of certain statutes and all this other shit. But to have a full understanding of certain laws, like lawyers, he put it out there like, I have more knowledge than a lawyer about laws. He already blasted that all over the place. And guess what? When Kyle Rittenhouse was found not guilty, he felt emboldened because he felt like Kyle Rittenhouse would be found not guilty. And so he thought he was on a roll. Oh, well, I was right about Kyle Rittenhouse. I should be right about the Batman and Robin McMichaels, because he put that video out. The McMichaels will be found not guilty. Like one day or the same day, Kyle Rittenhouse was found not guilty. He thought he was on the roll. He said, "Oh man, I'm gonna get all these white folk. I'm gonna get all these white folk free. Me, I'm a good Negro. I'm gonna get all of them free." That's what he. I honestly think that because Kyle Rittenhouse was found not guilty, he felt like the McMichaels should be found not guilty. Oh, hey, dude says you can't get me on Discord. If I have any mods in here that are on my Discord, can y'all drop a Discord link for oh, hey, dudes, please. If I have any mods in the house. So, Brandon Tatum felt really emboldened by Kyle Rittenhouse's verdict, and I felt like Kyle Rittenhouse should have been found not guilty. He was acting in self-defense, very much so. He did nothing wrong that night. He didn't break any laws. He did not cross state lines with a firearm. He had the right to carry that firearm. If anything, Black, his friend, is probably going to get charged with straw purchases, but I don't think that's even that's not a really, they shouldn't even be able to charge him for that, because he bought the firearm for Kyle Rittenhouse, but he didn't buy the gun and give it to Kyle Rittenhouse for him to take home and keep. So like this straw purchase charge is retarded. Straw purchases, that being against the law, is retarded. Like no one has the right to tell you who you can and can't buy something for. Like it's asinine, right? It's asinine. You bought it. I paid for this thing. It's now in my ownership. I should not have, like, if I want to buy it I can buy it for anybody the fuck I want to buy it for. It's my shit. So all this straw purchase shit, like, even straw purchase in a home. Like, if I want to buy a house because I have good credit, in good standing, and I want to immediately sign the deed over to somebody else once escrow closes, I should have that right. It doesn't matter. I bought it. My name is on the loan. It is what it is. I assume the risk of the loan. It was my choice to trust someone else who didn't have good credit to make up to keep the payments up. Like that was my choice. I don't understand this straw shit. Like straw purchase, this straw. That's fucking stupid. It's fucking dumb. You know, like there's so many laws that just are designed to extort people and to enrich the coffers of the state. It's just it's completely obvious. Like drug dealing being illegal, it's fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid. You're not going to stop drug sales. It's not going to happen. As long as the product exists and people have a need or want for that product, you're not going to stop the sales of it. All you're going to do is drive the sellers underground, and then you're going to have an unregulated market. You're going to have a market where there's not going to be any oversight. They're going to just sell. They can sell whatever they want. It's not going to be, it's not going to be. There's not going to be any quality control of the product, because everybody's trying to be sneaky to buy the shit. It's complete. It's just asinine. Prohibitions of any kind that it's just like the NFA, National Firearm Act, all that type of shit is just completely dumb, and it needs to be done away with, right? But anyway, yeah, Batman and Robin McMichaels found guilty, as they should have been. They were hunting someone down, and that's what I believe. I'm gonna take that belief to the grave. You know, am I gonna say that they hunted him down because he was black? I don't know, but I believe that's what it is. I believe they did it because he was black. Yep. I believe they're racist. That's just a belief of mine. And that is what it is. Call me a raised better, call me what you want to. But I have common sense and I can put two and two together and all that other type of shit. Now, I might be wrong, and I'm going to hold that if I'm wrong. But I don't think I'm wrong. I think I'm completely correct when I say they're a racist piece of shit who found a perfect opportunity to hunt down a Negro. You know? So that's just what it is. And they're paying the ultimate price for it. And I hope they get, yeah, well, you know what? I don't know about life in prison, man. If what we gonna if you're gonna get somebody life in prison without the possibility for parole, why not just kill them? Right? If they've done something heinous enough for you to want to keep him in prison for all of the rest of his life, and they're not going to have any opportunity to get out, no parole, anything, why are we keeping these people alive for so long? Why? Because, you know, that's taxpayer money going down the drain to keep these motherfuckers alive. If you can prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that somebody did something heinous enough for you to want to give them the death penalty or spend the rest of their life in prison, when they're convicted, just take them out back and give them a 19-cent solution. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Why are we wasting money? Why are we wasting space? Why are we wasting just all of this bureaucracy? Having these people, feeding these people, three hots in a cot. Why are we doing it? And that goes for child molesters, that goes for rapers, all that type of shit. Y'all know where I stand on that. They shouldn't. There's no purpose. They have no purpose. They serve no purpose in society. Their very existence is an abomination, and they need to be dealt with. I don't know why I have to spend money on them to eat and to shit and to take baths. Like, that's their existence for the rest of their life. Eat, shit, take a bath, walk around in the yard, maybe play some basketball, maybe lift some weights, do some pull-ups and push-ups, diddle a little bit in somebody's booty. Like, that's their existence. And that's going to be for the rest of their life. No possibility of parole. Why even do it? Old head dude says organ stealing. Maybe. But just take the organ before you kill them. Take their organ. Hey, they get convicted and you decide to sentence them to death, take their organs. Take their organs right then and there. That's it. That's all you gotta do. Take their organs, keep them in a freezer storage or something like that, and then give it to somebody who really needs a kidney or a heart or whatever. You don't need to keep them alive for 20 or 30 years to use their organs. As a matter of fact, the older they get, the worse their organs get. Like, the more useless the organs get. So just take them while they're younger. You know what I mean? Travis and McMichaels, he might have a good kidney. I don't know. You gotta. I'm just saying, y'all. I'm just saying, why keep these people alive for 20 or 30 years for the rest of life? Why do it? Why do it? Now, if you're going to do 25 to life with the possibility of parole, okay, I can see that, okay, so maybe they can get out on parole and give them a chance. Maybe they can rehabilitate and turn their lives around. That's a possibility. Just not for child molesters and rapists. No. Somebody who kills somebody like that, maybe 15, 20 years, they understand that they can't just be hunting down people in the street and killing them. Maybe they can come to an understanding, right? But child molesters and rapists, no, they don't get no parole. They just get, you know what I'm saying? In a balanced society, you just take them out back and handle them with something nice and hard, and that comes out of a barrel. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at with it. You know what it is. But what do y'all think, man? What do y'all think? Y'all think that was the correct verdict? You guys think that they were acting in self-defense? Do you think they were performing a proper citizen's arrest? What do y'all think? I'm not here just to say what I'm saying is right. So say what I say is right, but y'all know where I stand with it. I'm not gonna look at you any differently if you feel like the McMichaels probably did perform a proper citizen's arrest. I don't know, or acting in self-defense. I can't call it. I can't tell you what to think. I'm not here to do that. I'm here to give you my take and give you the information that I have and tell you why I came up with what I feel is a good verdict. And it's a good thing. It's hopefully this puts things in people's minds, gives people perspective about how they handle other people in life. You don't have the right to assault people. You don't have the right to chase people down. You don't have the right to do any of that. You're nobody's authority. Just because you saw them in somebody's house, like they did nothing to you, you don't have the right. Even if you saw him touch something in the house, if you didn't stop him right then and there, and he managed to get out of the house and run away, you still, that's still not your, it's not your duty. It's not for you to chase him down in vehicles. And you know what I'm saying? Because even though you think you might have saw something, you might not have. You might have felt like you saw something based on a movement, but you didn't. So you weren't in the house. You were outside of the house. You had a fucked up point of view or whatever. So you don't have the right. You don't. And I hope this sends the message. Leave people alone. Leave people alone. It's as simple as that. Don't bother people that aren't bothering you. Mind your own fucking business. That's the moral of this story. The moral of the story is mind your own business. And that should go for the cops too. But cops have qualified immunity and they are protected by the state. Qualified immunity pertains to civil lawsuits. But when it comes to criminal, good luck getting them indicted, right? They have, the cop themselves are not going to pay the lawsuit anyway. That's why they have qualified immunity. The lawsuit does not affect them. They don't have to pay anything out of the lawsuit. That just comes out of the taxpayer money. And good luck getting them indicted. Good luck getting them indicted for criminal action. That's even harder, right? So that's one thing we need to work on, is having the cops be held more accountable for their actions. And if they kill somebody, right? So let's say a cop kills somebody like the McMichaels did. Let's say that they were cops. They should be given the same treatment the McMichaels got. They should get arrested. They should get, you know what I'm saying, a bond hearing and all that type of shit. They shouldn't be able to get paid administrative leave and pending an internal investigation. No, 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 no. You kill somebody in action, just like they did, where, you had no real way to prove. You had no reasonable belief. You had nothing to indicate that Ahmaud Arbery did anything wrong. And you chase him down because you feel like you're a big bad cop and you can just do that, and you end up killing him. Yeah, you should be treated like everybody else. And if there's a civil lawsuit, you need to be responsible for that civil lawsuit, not the taxpayer. That's how it's supposed to work. That's how it should work. That's how you want to create more good cops. You want to create good cops, period. Because like I said, there is no such thing as good cops. There are bad cops and indifferent cops. You want there to be good cops in the police departments. That's how you do it. You hold the police accountable for their actions. I don't care, the right is going to tell you, oh, they out there, they got to do a dangerous job. They need the latitude and the blah, blah, blah. No, get the fuck out of here. No, fuck your latitude. Cops, a cop's job is not that dangerous. It's not as dangerous as they try to make you think. They rarely have any danger. I think it's in the low percentages. I think it's in the single digit percentage, the percentage of police officers that have dangerous encounters. Yeah, and yeah, they do. They have dangerous encounters from time to time, but that's what they signed up for. They signed a contract for that. They volunteer to do that. They volunteer to put themselves out there and put themselves in potentially dangerous situations. And they signed a dotted line. They raised their right hand and all that type of shit, and they swore to uphold the Constitution. So they're aware. They're aware of that. So this whole thing about, the cop's job is dangerous and they need to be able to operate within a certain realm. No, they don't. No, they're not special. They're just there to they should be there to keep the peace. You understand what I'm saying? We know that they're not preventative measure because cops are reactionary. Police officers are reactionary, right? So they don't need any special abilities. They don't need any special magical pixie dust. They don't need none of that. They don't need none of that. They know what they're getting themselves into when they become police officers. They sign up for it. So they don't need no special shit. Point blank in the period. So they should be treated just like the McMichaels were. Tried just like the McMichaels were. The fact that you're a cop goes out the window when you kill somebody under those type of circumstances. So it is what it is. That's where I'm at with it, and that's what it's gonna be. Let's see. Read a couple of your comments. See what y'all talking about. Oh, hey, Deuces in the building. Determination, my faith. Love, empathy. Feeling grateful. Oh, head, happy to be in touch with good health and out with negative focus. I feel you. Love and light. Love and light, love and light. Jimmy New Year was good. It feels so good to be winning side. Kyle won. The 3 dude lost. Yep. As they should have. Hopefully they don't feed them anything in prison because they need to be healthy. Oh, yeah. You watched the witch hole trial. The DA needs to fry? In which case? You talking about the you talking about in the McMichaels case? Oh, the fuck? I didn't pull out in front of your ass, so go ahead. I love how when you're pulling up to an intersection and you're pulling out You're not pulling out into the intersection. You're just pulling up to it, and you're looking both ways. And the through traffic, somebody looks at you like you crazy. I did not come out in front of you. You can keep going and stop looking at me like that. Anyway, Head Deuce, why do you say that the DA needs to be charged? Charged with what? You be having some interesting takes sometimes. I be confused, but that's all right. That's what we're here to talk about. Why do you think the DA in the Batman and Robin McMichaels trial needs to be charged? Queen Supreme hoodie dope. Yeah, yep. That's Queen Supreme hoodie. Why are you deflecting, Head? Why does the DA need to be charged? Please let me know. Enlighten me. Enlighten me. Enlighten your boy. Oh, man. Let's see. Get to the stop sign so I can. That's a pretty crazy take. I ain't heard that one yet. So, yeah. So when it comes to the Kyle Rittenhouse trial, Kyle Rittenhouse was found not guilty as he should have been. And when it comes to the McMichaels trial, the McMichaels, Batman and Robin McMichaels, or, what's his name? Travis and Gregory McMichaels, they were found guilty as they should have been. Everything is right in the world. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, that DA. You're talking about, okay. McMichaels went home to eat dinner after murder 1 because the DA said not to arrest him. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that was, but they changed the DAs. Yeah, they changed that shit around. About the black dude getting found not guilty for self-defense against the police. What about him? The judge in Maxwell trial says it's too gruesome for public knowledge. Maxwell trial, I'm not familiar with that. I'm not familiar with the Maxwell trial. Look, this is the thing. How do you deal with this type of situation if you live in a society that's a voluntarist society or an anarchistic society? I don't have a problem with the jury system. I really don't, because, I actually believe an innocent until proven guilty beyond a shadow of a doubt, right? Or until proven guilty beyond a shadow of a doubt. I believe in that, but there has to be some impartial parties to determine whether that is or is not the case. So I believe in the jury system. I believe in that. I believe that, I believe in having a moderator there to make sure everything is being done properly. And they call them judges. And I believe that there, should exist, a prosecutor, or not a prosecutor, but someone who defends the person that's being accused, and then the person that, if they strongly believe that this person did it and they feel like they have enough evidence, then they should be able to try to prove their case. That's the prosecution. So I have no issue with that. But what I do have an issue with, like I said, is everything that happens around that, right? Everything that happens leading up to that, is evidence being handled properly? Are the, is the prosecutor really trying to do their job? All that type of shit. Everything around it needs to be clean. You know what I'm saying? Clean, impartial, in dealing with the evidence and the facts. That's what needs to happen in all these trials. But sometimes that's not the case. Like now, they're trying to say, like Tim Pool is trying to say, that the murder charges were political. The murder charges were political. They should not have been charged with murder, but they should have, because they murdered someone. They hunted someone down that did nothing wrong to them, or they had not seen do anything wrong, and they killed them. So what else are you gonna do to them? What else are you gonna we're gonna charge them with? Manslaughter? I don't think so. You attacked him. He tried to defend himself. He didn't have a weapon of his own, and you end up killing him. The fact that you hunted them down, that's where the malice comes from. For Travis McMichaels. The fact that you stood out the car with your firearm in an intimidating fashion, whether you raised the barrel at him or not, that is where the malice comes from. I don't understand why some people's confused about it. Anyway. Snap, one thing for sure, no one's writing for dirtbags anymore. Well, let's hope not. I'm not sure if he's the one. The Hobbit Kai says, I'm trying to find it online, but they keep showing Kyle's knee. What? Oh, Kyle one. Okay. You know he's dark skinned. They're trying to cover it up by not giving any media attention. I can't find it for shit. All right, so what are you talking about? Unprecedented to lesser societies. Which thing you talking about, Hobbit Kai? I'll try to look into it. Anyway. So yes, justice was served, through the imperfect system of government, but it happened. So I'm happy with it. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm actually shocked ABL, the only dude with good take about McMichaels out of all these Republican reactions. I feel like ABL tends to be more genuine than the others, even though he does have his stubborn moments. He can't argue that facts are facts. But I'm still waiting to see what the Officer Tatum says. I'm really waiting on his take, because that's really the one I'm interested in. Because he went so hard for the McMichaels, went so hard that it's like, wow, you really ride for these people. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. Beard looking majestic and gray. All right, guys. Much love to you guys. Thank you for coming through. Like, share, subscribe, so that my shit can go out, even though I'm shadow banned. And this channel will never be monetized. So it is what it is. I still want people to get the information, and I do enjoy spreading information from a perspective of objectivity and trying to stick with the facts and all that shit. I try to do that. I do inject my opinion, but I try to base my opinion on certain details of certain shit. So it is what it is. And I'm not always right, and I don't want to be always right. So it is what it is. I just try to form the best opinion based on what I have knowledge of, and that's all I try to do. So anyway, much love, like, share, subscribe, and I'm gonna holler at y'all later. And remember, let's keep marching forward toward freedom.